So Michigan's at it again. I'm surprised that the governor's allowed to do anything. I thought the emergency manager was in charge of the whole frickin' state, but guess not. So the Senate, Michigan Senate on Wednesday approved legislation to create a pilot program for the drug testing of welfare recipients and forced genetic testing to determine the paternity of children whose families are on welfare. Nice, right? So the drug testing and paternity bills approved the House and would go to the governor, that this guy, Rick Snyder, to sign. Obviously, he's going to sign them because he's a scumbag. The pilot program, it's going to be $500,000 for 1 year, even though it's been ruled unconstitutional they tried this in Michigan, actually, in 1999, and a judge ruled it unconstitutional. And they tried passing they did pass the same thing in Florida. Judge ruled it unconstitutional, violation of the Fourth Amendment. But that doesn't stop Michigan from passing it again, this time with a little caveat that the social workers have to perform like a little checklist. If someone is suspected of using drugs, then they can get tested, and it's not an unreasonable search if you're being suspected of using. I mean, the question is, what about other people who receive government aid? That's what they're saying. Like, we don't want our money to go towards people using drugs. Well, what about people who receive companies that receive subsidies? Should the boards of those companies be drug tested? Absolutely. If you're going to drug test poor people, you got to drug test rich people, right? I mean, this is the whole thing. It's not anything to do with tax dollars or protecting the children, like they always like to say. It's just about making poor people feel poor and being subjected to the whims of the state. You know, if you don't take this drug test that we're forcing you to take, you're going to lose all the money we're giving you. And before it was overturned in Florida, only 2.6% of the people tested positive. So that just shows you that the statistics don't back up what these rich assholes are thinking. They think, oh, poor people are using drugs, let's go get them. No. Everyone uses drugs equally, basically. If not, rich people use drugs more because they can. They have the money to afford it, and they know they can get away with it. So, I mean, it's not only bad enough that they're going to have to drug test these people, but now anyone with a child who is on welfare and doesn't either know who the father is or, whatever the circumstances are, anyone they suspect might be the father is going to be forced to take a paternity test via court order, whether he wants to or not. Really, whether the mother wants to or not, just in order to be able to get the benefits if there's a child in the household. I mean, these people are ruthless. They're going to go after anything and everyone they can. And again, it's not about saving the taxpayers' money or anything like that. It's just about control and power and subjugating people to the will of the state.